This week in the NFL, the wheels completely came off, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, this recap is for you. Did the Broncos have a quarterback? No. Drew Lock, Brett Rippon, and Blake Bortles, yeah, remember Blake Bortles? He's on the practice squad, all had to quarantine after being deemed high risk when millionth string quarterback Jeff Driscoll tested positive with COVID. The Broncos were scrambling. On Twitter, they asked Jokic if he'd play. They even asked Goodell if they could put an assistant coach and a quarterback, and Goodell was like, no. Here's what I think they should have done. I think they should have asked John Elway. Look, he's played quarterback before. He's available. Anyway, the Broncos did find a quarterback. Kendall Hinton was elevated from the contagious disease practice squad. Denver ran the Wildcat offense. They threw the ball maybe like 3 times, but Hinton did complete a pass in the NFL, so that's nice. Touchdown would have been really fun, but at least the Broncos managed not to get shut out and got 3 points on the board against the Saints. While I have you, I just want to say that contagious disease practice squad elevation sounds like the worst emo band of all time. They did play their hit songs on Sunday against the Saints, though. My personal favorites, Quarantine My Heart, Tall Enough for Elway, A Mile High and 4 QBs Down, Losing 10 Yards at a Time, but that one, they did the acoustic version. Who won the battle of the generations? Pat Mahomes. The GOAT of today faced the GOAT of yesterday. Oh, come on, you know that's true. When the Chiefs took on Tom Brady and the Bucks, and the Chiefs won 27-24. It was the first time Brady had lost to a defending Super Bowl champ in his career. And it was the first time he tried to do so without the New England Patriots. Coincidence? Who's to say? Who's still the king? Derrick Henry is still the king. He had 3 rushing touchdowns against the Colts before the half. I know that quarterbacks usually win MVP, and with good reason. If I had to put money on it, I'd say that Pat Mahomes takes home that honor this year. However, if a running back ever deserved it, and many have, this is Derrick Henry's year. I said this a few games ago, but Henry is single-handedly the reason for a lot of the Titans' wins. This is not to say that guys like A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill, the whole team doesn't play their part. They do. They're playing well. But Henry is a cheat code in a video game. Opposing teams just don't know how to stop a brick house that grew legs running at the speed of light. I'm going to run through some stats real quick. Because of Henry, Sunday was only the 2nd time the Colts allowed a 100-yard rusher in a game this season. It was just the 3rd 100-yard game by a player against the Colts in the past 3 seasons. Do you want to know who those other 2 games were? You guessed it. Derrick Henry. Henry has surpassed 5,000 career rushing yards. He has 53 career touchdowns, and this is Henry's 3rd season with 1,000 rushing yards and 10 rushing touchdowns. It's only week 12. A.J. Brown agrees with me. After the game, he said Derrick for MVP. It's not even close. Who is going to win the NFC East? The Giants. Now, this is my most chaotic take, and yes, men on the internet, I know that the Giants are in first place tied with Washington, so it doesn't sound crazy, but the take is still chaotic because they're in first place tied with Washington with 4 wins. The football gods were like, quarterback Daniel Jones went out with a hamstring injury, so Colt McCoy may have to carry the first place Giants for a little bit. First Joe Burrow, and now Daniel Jones? Hopefully it's not too bad because now I have no large adult sons left, except for Justin Herbert, and after his haircut, I'm not sure he's mine. Do you need more proof that this is the most hectic division? No? Well, that's too bad because I'm going to give it to you anyway, and it's this. Sasquatch, Bigfoot, was at the Giants-Bengals game, unless that's your friend who took quarantine as an excuse not to get a haircut. How are the Patriots doing? They won. I know. I can't believe it either. The Patriots beat the Cardinals. With a minute left, Cam ran for a first down, and the Cardinals' Isaiah Simmons was called for a personal foul after hitting him. That got the Pats 15 more yards and into field goal range, and a lot of people are saying that that was a bad call, but as a Pats fan, I didn't hate it when Nick Folk made the kick and New England won the game. I do have to say, though, that as a Patriots fan, every touchdown feels like a miracle, and every Patriots game feels like a heart attack. What is the record of the Cleveland Football Browns? It's 8-3. I know, it makes no sense. You watch them play and you're like, there's no way this team is over 500. And now Cleveland has clinched a 500 season for the first time since 2007. And it's also the Browns' first 8-3 record since 1994, a year before quarterback Baker Mayfield was born. Which is the most confusing team in the NFL? This is an award that varies week to week, but this week it was the Raiders. Because here's my question. How can you beat the Chiefs and then almost beat the Chiefs, and then the next week lose to the Falcons? The final score was 43-6, which means that the Falcons managed not to blow a 40-point lead with 10 minutes left, which has to be a franchise record. What did the Bears look like after losing to the Packers? A few more things real quick. The Panthers' Jeremy Chinn became the first player ever to score 2 defensive touchdowns in one game, and it happened on back-to-back plays. Pretty cool. The Jags were eliminated, or the Jags eliminated themselves, from playoff contention. Teddy Bridgewater faced his former team, the Vikings, for the first time with the Panthers. Unfortunately for Teddy, his team missed a 54-yard field goal to win it, and Kirk Cousins' Vikings, 3-point favorites, hung on to win by 1.
You like that? You like that?